Dear soul, the angels have guided me to you today to bring you a message that touches the core of your heart. There's something powerful going on, something you may already feel but can't fully understand. It's about that love, that special person who, even at a distance, remains connected to your spirit. Today, we want to address the truth behind the feelings you harbor and what the heavens have to reveal about this situation. Imagine a burning flame, protected by a glass dome. It burns brightly, but with every attempt to remove it to shine more freely, the wind tries to put it out. That's how this connection has been, protected by love, but constantly challenged by external forces. This person, so present in your thoughts, shares a deep and genuine love for you. However, something or someone has interfered, creating a chasm between you. The pain of this interference is palpable, like a wound that insists on not healing. The angels show that deep down you already sensed this truth. You knew that there was something bigger than this person's actions, something that was pushing them away from you. A cruel gesture, a word spoken in the shadows, or even the influence of someone who didn't want to see you together. The reason behind this? The fear of what this love could represent. A love so strong and transformative threatens the foundations of ego, insecurity, and, often, third parties who fear losing control. Now, stop for a moment and write down this mantra in the comments. True love overcomes any barrier. Repeat it quietly and allow it to reverberate in your heart. This will align your energy with what is to come. Now, to continue the message, this interference was not only a test for the connection between you, but also for your own soul. The angels want you to know that even in pain, there is growth. That moment of silence, that absence that seemed inexplicable, gave you an opportunity to look inwards, to ask yourself, am I enough for myself? The answer the angels whisper is clear. Yes, you are. Even when challenges threaten to destroy the bond you have, your inner strength shines like a beacon, showing the way back to love. However, that person's heart is also in conflict. Imagine someone caught between guilt and desire. On the one hand, they feel the weight of the choices they have made or failed to make. On the other, love for you pulses, like a song they can't get out of their head. The angels show her that she thinks about you more than she admits, that she remembers the good times, but also fights against the forces that have pushed her away. Here is the first lesson the angels want to share. True love always finds a way. It may take time, it may be difficult, but it never goes away. Have you ever felt that, despite everything, there's something keeping you from giving up completely? That's the invisible thread that connects the souls that love each other. No matter how hard you try to push them apart, there will always be a return, even if it's to heal wounds or bring much-needed closure. Dear soul, the pain you feel is not yours alone. That person suffers too, even if they choose to hide it. The silence, the wrong decisions, the external influences, all of this torments them. And although it seems unattainable now, they are beginning to realize that what was done to separate you has only further revealed the value of the love you share. Every day, the angels work in both your hearts, soothing hurts and rekindling the courage needed to face the truth. You are not alone. The angels are by your side, guiding your steps and protecting your heart. They ask you to keep the faith because there is something greater at work. This story, although marked by pain and distance, is far from over. What has been interrupted is not the end, but an interval for learning and strengthening both of you. This journey is as important for you as it is for your loved one. While the angels work on her heart, they also ask you to focus on your own healing. Remember, you are whole in your own right, and when two whole souls meet, the love they create is unbreakable. The person you love is facing something profound and transformative, something the angels describe as the awakening of hidden love. Imagine a plant growing under a layer of ice. At first, it seems impossible for it to survive, but little by little, the warmth of the sun begins to melt the ice, allowing life to sprout strongly. This is what is happening to this person's heart. The barriers that have been erected, out of fear, manipulation, or insecurity, are beginning to dissolve. They are feeling something they tried to ignore before, the strength of a love that cannot be contained. Before continuing, write in the comments, 1111, to cry out. Now, continuing the message, this person is going through a period of intense reflection. You may not see clear signs of this yet, but the angels show that there is an internal movement taking place. They are revisiting memories, rethinking their choices, and feeling the impact of your absence in a profound way. It's as if she's in a constant internal dialogue, where she's trying to understand what she feels and how she got to this point. There is something in her eyes, something that angels reveal, a gleam of recognition. Even though she's still far away, a part of her soul recognizes that you're more than just someone special. You are the person who brought light into the darkest corners of her heart, who showed her what it means to be truly seen and loved. Dear soul, this journey of self-discovery she faces is not easy. There is a battle going on inside her, a struggle between pride and desire, between the fear of opening up and the will to reconnect with you. This battle, although invisible, is intense and is transforming who she is. The angels share a powerful insight. This person is remembering moments you shared. The conversations, the glances, the laughter, all of it is surfacing in her mind like fragments of a puzzle that she can't ignore. And with each memory comes a question. Is there still time? Dear soul, the angels ask me to tell you, time is not the enemy here. What is being built is far greater than what haste can achieve. This person is learning that love is not something that can be controlled or avoided. It is a force that guides, transforms, and heals. And what about you? The angels want you to know that this moment is crucial for your growth too. You have been called to be patient, to trust in the divine process, and to take care of yourself. Your light, which has never stopped shining, is what is helping this person find their way back. There is an important lesson that the angels wish to share now. True love does not despair. It is patient, resilient, and trusts in the synchronicity of the universe. Even if this person is fighting their own demons, their love for you is genuine. It is a love that is slowly awakening, like the sun rising after a long night. Dear soul, this is the time to prepare for what is to come. The angels show you that something great is about to happen. This person, moved by the awakening of their feelings, is gathering the courage to take a step towards it. But for this to happen, they need to believe that they will be met with compassion and understanding. Now imagine this scene, a conversation between you, where everything that has been kept silent is finally exposed. Her words may not be perfect, but they will be honest. And when that moment comes, it will be an opportunity for healing, for both of you. Dear soul, have you ever felt that the universe is conspiring to make something bigger happen? This is one of those moments. As you read these words, know that the angels are guiding you and your loved one to a meaningful reunion. They ask you to keep trusting, because what is being built is something that transcends human understanding. The angels whisper that your journey is moving forward, even if it seems that silence or distance predominate. It's like the preparation of a seed that sprouts under the earth, where the eyes can't reach, but life is in motion. Today, I want to tell you about the silent steps this person is taking towards you, steps that are not yet visible, but which are changing everything. This person, still caught between the echoes of a confused past and the desire for a future with you, is beginning to recognize that they can no longer ignore what they feel. However, the barriers that life, or they themselves have built, have not yet completely disappeared. It's like a river that struggles against the stones in its course, but never stops flowing. Before continuing the message, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us to continue creating meaningful content for you. Now, continuing the message, the angels show that this person is looking for signs, a confirmation that it's safe to take the next step. Perhaps they've started watching you more closely, on social media, asking mutual friends, or even remembering something you've said or done. Every little detail she notices brings her closer to the courage she needs to gather to open up again. This search for signs is not for nothing. She still carries a deep fear, the fear that you have moved on, that your heart is closed, or that the wounds of the past have left irreversible marks. This fear, although understandable, is also what keeps her in the same place, trying to protect herself from possible rejection. The angels, however, are working to soften these fears. They are bringing up memories and feelings that cannot be denied. Imagine someone leafing through an old photo album, reliving each moment with intensity. This is how they are experiencing the connection between you. For them, each memory is like a flame that guides them through the darkness of their doubts. Dear soul, her steps towards you may seem slow, but they are steady. There is a learning process taking place, a transformation that cannot be rushed. The angels want you to know that these silent steps are actually a preparation for something much greater. When this person finally takes courage, it will be because they have found within themselves the strength and clarity they need to do this in the right way. In the meantime, they ask you to take care of yourself. You can't control their pace, but you can guarantee that when they are ready, they will find an even stronger and more serene version of you. Use this time to reconnect with yourself, to explore your own dreams and strengthen your heart. The angels also show that this person is going through small spiritual tests, lessons that help them mature emotionally and spiritually. Each test, however challenging, brings them closer to a deeper understanding of how they feel about you. And with each lesson she learns, she gets closer to the truth that the only way to live fully is to be honest with herself and with you. Dear soul, spirituality is weaving a scenario in which the truth can no longer be avoided. And when this scenario unfolds, it will be like a window opening, allowing new air to enter and renew everything around you. The reconnection between you will not be something forced, but a natural movement, guided by love and understanding. Now close your eyes for a moment, and imagine this person taking the first step towards you. Feel the energy of hesitation, but also of courage. Feel the power of love that moves them, even when fear tries to hold them back. This moment is approaching, and the angels are asking you to be prepared to receive it, either with an open heart or with the strength to set clear boundaries. Dear soul, true love always finds a way. This person's silent steps are proof of that. Even if distance or time have created a sense of separation, the angels work to bring you back to a point of balance, where love can flourish again. The angels reveal that this person's journey is reaching a critical point. They are about to face the truth they have avoided for so long, and this confrontation will not be easy. However, it is essential if the connection between you is to blossom again. This is when courage and redemption come into play, guiding the next steps in this story. Imagine a traveler standing on a bridge. It's narrow and unstable, but the only way to reach what's on the other side, you. He knows he has to cross it, but the fear of the unknown and the weight of the past make each step more difficult. Still, something greater drives him forward, the love and truth that can no longer be ignored. The angels show that this person is reviewing all the choices they have made so far. Every unspoken word, every interrupted gesture, every deafening silence. All of this is being brought to the surface, like a movie projected in their mind. And with that comes regret. She begins to understand how much your actions, or lack of them, have contributed to the distance between you. This repentance, although painful, is transformative. The angels describe this moment as a spiritual awakening. It's as if a veil is being lifted from her eyes, allowing her to see clearly what really matters. And for the first time, she realizes that pride, fear, and external influences are no longer acceptable excuses for not fighting for you. Dear soul, the angels are asking me to remind you that redemption is not an easy path, but it is incredibly powerful. This person is realizing that they can no longer postpone the inevitable. They need to open up, they need to admit their faults, and, most importantly, they need to show that they are willing to change. The angels show that she is rehearsing her words, perhaps even in silence, in front of the mirror, or talking to herself. She is looking for the right way to express everything she feels, everything she has never been able to say. This rehearsal is not just for you, but also for herself, because she needs to believe that she is capable of crossing this emotional bridge. However, the angels are also asking you to be attentive. Her courage is genuine, but the wounds she carries may influence her actions. This is a delicate moment, where you can offer her space to express herself, but without compromising your own well-being. After all, true love is not about losing yourself in the other, but about building a connection where you can both grow. Now, imagine this moment. She comes to you, with simple words but full of truth. She may start out hesitant, afraid of your reaction, but little by little, love overcomes fear, and she manages to say what's in her heart. The angels describe this moment as a release, a relief that will flood both her heart and yours. Dear soul, this is also a moment of choice for you. The angels ask you, what do you want? This is the time to reflect on what really matters to you. Are you ready to welcome this person back into your life, even with the scars of the past? Or do you feel it's time to move on, with gratitude for what you've experienced, but open to new possibilities? Whatever you decide, the angels ensure that you are surrounded by love and protection. They remind you that your value does not depend on someone else's decision, but on the light you carry within you. The angels also want you to know that, regardless of the outcome, this is a chapter of healing and growth for both of you. What seemed lost can be transformed, either into a new beginning together, or a closure that brings peace and liberation. Dear soul, The universe is weaving the final threads of this scenario. Trust the process and divine timing. The confrontation with the truth is only the beginning of something greater. Both you and this person are facing a crossroads, where decisions need to be made. And these decisions not only concern your future as a couple, but also your personal and spiritual growth. Imagine an ancient tree, its deep roots intertwined beneath the earth, but its branches extending in opposite directions. Such are the connections that survive time and challenges. Even if at times they take different paths, the roots remain firm, nourishing both parties. The angels show that this person, now driven by the courage that has begun to blossom, is ready to make a decision. But her choice, although essential, is only half the equation. The other half is in your hands, dear soul. Before we go any further, I ask you, are you ready to explore the possibilities of the future that the angels reveal? Write in the comments, I choose my best path. Now, let's move forward together. This person, after much reflection, is inclined to seek a reconnection, but the angels also warn, your actions speak louder than words. Her desire is true, but commitment to a new story must be demonstrated through gestures, consistency, and real change. This is the time to observe, with patience and compassion, whether her heart really is aligned with your words. Dear soul, the angels ask you to ask yourself, what do you want? If love still pulses in your heart, and you feel that this connection has something special to offer, then allow yourself to open the doors again. But if, on reflection, you realize that this cycle has already fulfilled its mission, it is just as valid to move on, knowing that you have learned, grown, and are ready for new possibilities. The angels reveal two possible visions for the future, a deep and renewed reconnection. In this scenario, you both choose to leave the past where it belongs, in the past. This choice requires courage, as it implies forgiving, trusting again, and building something new. The angels show that if both are willing to walk this path, there is a genuine possibility of happiness and mutual growth, a meaningful closure. Here, the focus is on peace and learning. This person may not be ready to keep up with your growth, or perhaps you feel you deserve something different. Ending the cycle in this case doesn't mean loss, but liberation, so that you can both flourish in ways that only the universe understands. The angels guide you to make this choice with serenity. They show you that there is no right or wrong at this time, only paths that lead to different kinds of learning and love. Dear soul, while this person is dealing with the inner challenges that brought them here, you also play a vital role. Allow yourself to listen to your intuition. Pay attention to the signs the universe sends. A word, a gesture, or even silence can be clear answers to what you need to know. The angels emphasize that this decision should not be made in a hurry or under pressure. Give yourself the time you need to reflect and feel what you really want. Remember, true love doesn't impose, it welcomes. There is something very important that the angels want you to know. Whatever path you choose, you will be supported. If you decide to start again alongside this person, they will be guiding your every step, helping to strengthen your connection. If you choose to move on, they will open new doors, bringing light, love, and unexpected opportunities into your life. Dear soul, the choices you make now are seeds for the future, and, like every seed, they need to be planted in fertile soil, a heart that is aligned with your truth, your needs, and your worth. The angels are at your side in this moment of definition. Whether you choose to reconnect or fly towards new possibilities, it's important to remember that love, in its essence, is never lost. It transforms, expands, and adapts to the circumstances that life presents us with. Today, we're going to explore the implications of this choice and how it will shape your future. Imagine a bird that has spent a long time in a cage. When the door finally opens, it hesitates, wondering whether to stay or fly. No matter what it chooses, the act of deciding is liberating, as it finally takes back control of its journey. This is the moment you and this person find yourselves in, a moment of decision that brings with it the freedom to be authentic. The angels show you that if you choose to reconnect, there will be work to do. Love is not a self-fulfilling promise. It is a daily effort, sustained by commitment, patience, and truth. This person, now more aware of your feelings, will need to demonstrate with consistent actions that they are willing to walk alongside you. But what about you? Your part is just as important. Forgiveness will be essential, not as an act that forgets or erases the past, but as a gesture that sets you free. The angels remind us that forgiveness is not for others. It is, above all, a gift we give ourselves to lighten the burden we carry. On the other hand, if you choose flight, know that it will be guided by spirituality. You won't be alone. The angels will open up paths, bringing new connections, new loves, and opportunities that reflect the person you have become. They show you that sometimes the end of a story is just the prelude to something even greater. Dear soul, think now about what it means to love fully. The angels show that full love is love that liberates, that doesn't imprison, but encourages growth. It is one that respects the other person's limits while nurturing their emotional and spiritual needs. Whatever choice you make sure it respects the fullness of love in your life. If the choice is to reconnect, visualize an honest dialogue between the two of you. This will be a moment of vulnerability, but also of renewal. You will look each other in the eye, recognizing what has been broken, but also seeing the strength that can rebuild. The angels ask that you enter this moment with an open heart, but also with a clear mind about what you need to feel safe and valued. On the other hand, if flight is the path you choose, the angels show that it will be full of discoveries. You will learn new things about yourself, explore emotional places you never imagined, and, above all, find a love that reflects your true essence. This love can be in someone else, but it can also be the love that blossoms within you. The angels show you that, whatever happens, the love that exists between you and this person will never be in vain. It has fulfilled a purpose, bringing lessons, growth, and moments that have shaped who you are today. Now, dear soul, the angels ask you, what is the truth of your heart? What does it tell you about the next step? Remember that there's no rush, because true love, whether it's directed at that person or at yourself, will always wait for the right moment. As you reflect, the angels remain by your side, whispering words of encouragement and peace. They want you to know that, whether it's reconnection or flight, you're on the right path. There are no wrong decisions here, only opportunities for growth and fulfillment. The angels arrive now with a message that transcends all previous revelations. They want you to know that every step of this journey, every tear, every smile, and every choice is aligned with a greater divine purpose. Love, even in its most challenging forms, is a sacred tool for spiritual growth. And the connection you shared with this person, however complex it may have been, was a gift from the universe to guide you both to the next level of your journeys. True love is never lost. It doesn't depend on time, distance, or even the choices we make. It is an energy that lives within us, shaping who we are and bringing us closer to who we are destined to become. The experience you lived through, and perhaps are still living through, was carefully planned by spirituality to bring essential lessons to your heart. If you have chosen reconnection, the angels encourage you to dive into this new chapter with courage and vulnerability. It won't be a perfect path, but it will be authentic. You will have the chance to build something new, where trust will be the foundation and respect the bedrock. The angels show that mutual forgiveness will be the key to unlocking the potential of this relationship. On the other hand, if you've opted for flight, the angels remind you that by letting go of something you can no longer carry, you make room to receive what is truly rightfully yours. They show you a bright future, full of unexpected possibilities, where every step is guided by the divine light that lives within you. Dear soul, the angels want you to remember one very important thing. You are loved, not just by this person or by those around you, but by greater forces that work ceaselessly for your good. Even at times when the pain seems unbearable, the love of the angels surrounds you, bringing comfort and strength. Now the angels ask you to visualize a scene. You are walking through a flowery field, feeling the gentle wind on your face. With each step, you leave behind the weight of the past, but you also carry with you the wisdom it has brought. In the distance, you see a golden horizon, a sign that something wonderful is to come. They want you to know that love is eternal. Even if a connection ends, it lives on in the lessons it has left behind. Even if a love seems impossible, it manifests itself in other ways, bringing healing and fulfillment. At this point, the angels whisper a powerful phrase: "You are worthy of all the love the universe has to offer." They ask you to repeat this to yourself, with an open heart, allowing these words to be an unshakable truth in your life. Dear soul, as we close this message, know that the angels will continue to be by your side, guiding you every step of the way. This is just the beginning of something greater, whether it's love with that person or the journey you've chosen to walk alone. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "I accept the love and light that the universe has for me." Share your experiences in the comments. If you liked this video, like it and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.